2025 was a crazy year of renovating, so before we get started with the 2026 project, I thought I would show you all 4 room transformations in 2 minutes. We started with this attic room. We stripped back all of these beams and found a fireplace, and then it was a really long, narrow room, so we put up a wall to make an ensuite and bedroom. Had it all plastered, then painted, and decided to do tongue groove paneling around the entire thing. For some reason, even though we were under a big time pressure to move into the house, we decided to then also build our own bed. So we made the framework for that. The idea was to make it a really cozy cabin bed, so we had to erect these stud walls, and then we panelled all of that to match the rest of the room as well. We primed all of the wood and then chose this colour green, which was awful. So we changed it to this colour and we colour drenched the whole cabin bed area to make it feel really cozy. And then it was more onto finishing touches, skirting, architrave, trim. This was around the end of Feb, and we only had a month until the lease on our rental property was up, and we still need to do a bathroom as well. So we flew through this part. We bought these second-hand Facebook Marketplace radiators and restored them. Did a few little decorative bits and got some furniture up there, and this is how the room turned out. We were then onto the ensuite for this room. We wanted it to feel cohesive with the bedroom that we just finished, so we carried on the same tongue groove paneling into here. We bordered the floor and then did the tiles. We decided the theme was going to be orange because we'd used accent colour of orange in the adjoining bedroom. We have a bit of a theme of making things more difficult for ourselves, so we decided to DIY a vanity unit with this old washstand. We restored a grate and put it into the fireplace that we found when we were stripping out the room, and Louis made the mantle for that. We did the skirting, painting, and then it was largely over to the plumber, which was a great thing because we were moving in this week, but this is how it turned out. So we now had a bedroom and a bathroom, so the next logical thing was a kitchen, because naturally within a month of living here we were sick of microwave food. We did all of the prep for plaster, and in this room we uncovered the original back wall of the house because the room that the kitchen's in was an extension at some point, so we cleaned that up a bit and then plastered around the edges of it. The day that we started laying the floor was the day before the kitchen was due to start being installed, so we actually only managed to do up to the edge of where the island was going to sit, and then we had to finish the rest of the floor once the kitchen was already in. The install took 2 days in total, and then the worktops were delivered shortly after. We did some additional bits now, like adding a picture rail, and then it was basically just onto decorating. The ceiling height in here is insane, so we have this massive mirror and ridiculous chandelier. Cleaned it all up, and this is how the kitchen turned out. Now that we had a kitchen, bedroom and bathroom, there was nothing really pressing to get on with, so we decided to do a guest bedroom. This is a first floor room, and it has these 2 beautiful big windows. We had all of the original paneling taken off the windows, paint stripped, and then we had to reattach it. This room didn't really have any other original features, so we decided to do Victorian wall paneling in here, and then we also wanted to add an ornate cornicing, ceiling rose, and we got a bit carried away, also did a picture rail, ceiling paneling, painted all of that in pink. We boarded the floor because we're having carpet in here, and then wood filled and stained all of the paneling around the windows because we wanted it a little darker than the paint. In the first few weeks of renovating, we found this little space behind the plaster, so we decided to turn that into a vanity unit, and then we repurposed some of the curtains that were already in the house, set up some of our antique furniture, did our lighting, and then the room was done. I have so many more plans for 2026, so stay tuned.